Hello, and welcome to the virtual public meeting for the US 57 Corridor Interstate Feasibility Study from the Eagle Pass International Bridge on the Texas-Mexico border to the Interstate 35 I-35 junction in Moore, Texas. The Texas Department of Transportation, also called TxDOT, appreciates your interest in the study and thanks you for your participation. TxDOT is hosting this virtual public meeting and concurrent public comment period from October 13th to October 28th of 2022 to share study data and gather your feedback on our recommendations. All information can be found on TxDOT.gov by searching the key phrase US 57. This presentation is about 12.5 minutes long. We suggest pausing if you need more time to observe the content on a slide. Before we provide study details, let's take a moment to acknowledge that Texas hasn't experienced a single deathless day on its roads since November 7, 2001. More information about TxDOT's End the Street campaign can be found using the information on the slide. The US 57 study corridor extends approximately 100 miles from the Eagle Pass International Bridge on the Texas-Mexico border eastward to I-35 and more. The corridor traverses the Laredo and San Antonio districts for TxDOT. It runs through Maverick, Zavala, and Frio counties, and the cities of Eagle Pass, La Pryor, and Batesville. US 57 crosses US 277 in Eagle Pass, US 83 in La Pryor, Farm to Market 117 in Batesville, and I-35 and more. There are 3 border crossings at the western end of the corridor in Eagle Pass. TxDOT is assessing the feasibility of upgrading US 57 as an interstate highway, as well as how to improve connectivity and capacity, enhance corridor safety, align with existing plans, and support future development and economic opportunities. TxDOT is conducting the study for many reasons, including the corridor's significance to international trade, anticipated growth, and high crash rate in certain sections. As shown on the map, the area in and near Eagle Pass is 4 lanes, and the rest of the corridor is 2 lanes, with and without a passing lane. State Loop 480, which is a 2-lane roadway, currently serves as a freight relief route south of Eagle Pass. Let's move on to a high-level overview of the study data that was collected and analyzed. The study team collected a wide range of data for the study area, including, but not limited to, growth projections, freight movement, key industries served along the corridor in both Texas and Mexico, traffic flow, and safety analysis. These maps show population trends from 2021 to 2050 in the study area. A 30% population growth is estimated over that time period. A 36% employment growth is estimated from 2021 to 2050 in the study area. A 104% GDP growth is estimated from 2021 to 2050 in the study area. From 2015 to 2045, growth in freight tonnage along the US 57 corridor is projected to quadruple. This map shows major industries served in the study area. Several auto manufacturers and beverage industries are located along Federal Highway 57, corresponding to the top imports through the Eagle Pass port of entry. US 57 currently carries about 5,000 vehicles per day and is anticipated to carry about 9,000 vehicles per day in 2050. Commercial motor vehicles constitute 25% of all vehicles along US 57, which is higher than a typical CMV percentage for similar facilities. The data shows acceptable, existing, and future traffic level of service along the majority of US 57. There are a few locations within Eagle Pass that will be at unacceptable traffic level of service, meaning more congestion and density, in the future. 2/3 of all crashes on the corridor occurred in Eagle Pass, and in select sections of the city, the crash rate is 3 times the statewide average. However, 89% of fatal crashes occurred outside Eagle Pass along 2-lane sections of the corridor. The study team visited Coahuila, Mexico in July 2022 to meet with local government and industry leaders. Coahuila has pledged $270 million of investments to improve the Eagle Pass port of entry and roadway infrastructure due to anticipated development and cross-border trade growth. We have shared some of the study data collected. Let's move on now to discuss our findings and recommendations for the corridor. The study team evaluated the following improvement options for the portion of the US 57 corridor east of Loop 480 outside Eagle Pass to the I-35 junction. Expanding the corridor to a 4-lane undivided highway, expanding the corridor to a 4-lane divided highway, and expanding the corridor to a 4-lane interstate with 2-lane frontage roads in either direction. The improvement options will be reviewed on the following slides. The 4-lane undivided highway option establishes 2 lanes of traffic in either direction, increasing capacity. This design maintains driveway access and currently posted speeds, as well as at-grade intersections with other roadways. It does not include expanded shoulders or separation of traffic that would enhance safety. The 4-lane divided highway option includes 2 lanes of traffic in either direction, separated by an interior median and inner shoulders to enhance safety. This design, similar to the 4-lane undivided highway option, also maintains driveway access, currently posted speeds, and at-grade intersections. The interstate option establishes a 4-lane interstate with 2-lane frontage roads in either direction. Traffic would flow uninterrupted from one end of the highway to the other to increase capacity and traffic flow efficiency, which would require overpasses. Driveways would connect to frontage roads as opposed to interstate main lanes. The 4-lane highway options would cost almost a quarter as much as the interstate option. The 4-lane divided highway and interstate options both improve safety by separating directions of traffic and adding inner shoulders. While the interstate option provides greater capacity, it is much less cost-effective than the other 2 options. The 4-lane divided highway is the most cost-effective and provides both safety and capacity benefits. Based on our analysis, the US 57 corridor does not currently meet the criteria to upgrade to an interstate. However, the US 57 corridor should be improved for several reasons, including safety incidents along the corridor, limited freight connectivity, projected population, employment, and trade growth, to better promote international trade and improvements to related infrastructure, especially as more manufacturers relocate operations closer to home due to shifts in the global supply chain, and to align with other regional planning efforts. The study team recommended short-term spot improvements within the city of Eagle Pass and a segmented and phased implementation plan for a 4-lane divided highway that will serve as a logical progression towards an interstate-level freeway. In the short term, over the next 5 years, spot safety, operational, and intersection improvements should be planned and implemented in Eagle Pass, as well as traffic signals at the intersections with US 83 in La Pryor and Farm to Market 117 in Batesville. In the midterm, over the next 6 to 10 years, the current study recommendation is to further develop the 4-lane divided highway improvement option for the US 57 corridor east of State Loop 480 to I-35. Grade separation is recommended at the 2 locations recommended for signalization in the short term. Long term, the study recommends further assessment of interstate upgrade along US 57, as well as potential relief routes around La Pryor and Batesville. This map shows the approximate locations of the proposed study recommendations. The short-term recommendations are shown at the top in blue, safety and operational as well as intersection improvements in Eagle Pass, a traffic signal in La Pryor, and a traffic signal in Batesville. The midterm recommendations are shown in the middle in orange, including the 4-lane divided highway throughout the corridor and grade separation at 2 locations. Finally, the long-term recommendations are shown at the bottom in green, potential relief routes around La Pryor and Batesville, and interstate upgrade after future evaluation. This study is being conducted over a 12-month timeline that is reflected in the schedule you see here. Throughout the process, our team has gathered input from stakeholders that included small group meetings and focus group meetings targeting different areas of the corridor. Following this virtual public meeting, TxDOT will release the final Interstate Feasibility Report in late fall of 2022. The final report will include more detail on the study data and recommendations discussed in this presentation. We are currently in the feasibility study stage of the process, where we've focused on data gathering and preliminary analysis to assess the practicality of upgrading US 57 as an interstate highway. Should the corridor-wide study recommendations move forward, the project must be included in the Unified Transportation Program and go through TxDOT's project development process. Several major tasks and more opportunities for public input would follow before construction can begin, including securing construction funding for the project in the statewide Transportation Improvement Plan. More information about the data and recommendations discussed today can be found on our virtual public meeting website. Your input is a vital part of this process and will be considered as the final study report is completed. Input can be provided in 3 ways: visiting the project website, mailing your comment to TxDOT, or leaving a voicemail comment. To find the virtual public meeting website, visit the URL on the slide, which can also be found by visiting TxDOT.gov and searching the keyword US 57. The study map is interactive and allows you to place your comment on a specific location on the corridor. A survey and general comment form are also available on the website. Please address any mailed comments to the address shown on the slide. Comments must be postmarked by the comment deadline to be considered in the development of the final study report. To leave a comment by voicemail, call 956-508-3580 and leave your comment after the recording. All comments must be submitted by Friday, October 28, 2022 at 11:59 p.m. to be considered in the final report. This concludes our presentation on the US 57 Corridor Interstate Feasibility Study. If you have any additional input or questions, please reach out. If you would like to sign up to receive study updates, including future public meeting notices and the final report when available, you can do so from the virtual public meeting website. Thank you for your time and interest in the US 57 corridor. Your input and involvement are invaluable components of this study.